Welcome to the show. After the show, it happens right after the show. Cheers.
Luke, about once a day, will just come up and be like, pow, pow. It's always completely random. What he wants is to do pound. And then I'll do it. And then be like, mama, pow. Mama. And I have to bring him to Beth and she'll have to pound it.
He's got like his whole routine.
It's got like a whole routine.
That's amazing.
It's fantastic.
He sounds like a hype man if I've ever heard one.
Totally.
Yeah. Can be excited. High fives are literally known to improve morale. This is like a true fact. Like if you haven't high fived someone recently, just go high five someone right now.
No look high five?
No look high five. 3, 2, 1, go.
Nailed it. Nope.
We really didn't. Want to try again?
Yeah.
3, 2, 1, go. Woo! Better that time.
You know what? We have a monitor where I could look. Wasn't looking.
Me either.
I was specifically looking at the corner. I was like, don't look at the monitor.
Don't look at it. It's cheating.
It's not real.
It's cheating.
Not real.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yes.
So
Perseus Wazelborf.
I was gonna say, which one are you gonna go with? Oh my god, I don't know if there was anything funnier than listening to all the Discordians come up with great names for Percy Weasley.
Oh yeah, we put in the Discord yesterday. Can you come up with funny Percy Weasley names? And they did not fail.
Oh my god, they were great.
They were hilarious. I think my favorite was Polyester Wickersnicket.
It's so good.
Still laughing.
It's so good. I actually really liked was it Primrose?
Oh yeah, Primrose Weverdeen.
Yeah, it's like that's pretty solid.
That was pretty good too. Yeah.
No, that's so funny. Percy Weasley is one of these characters that like is so weirdly treated. Like Chamber of Secrets, he's definitely set up to sort of be like one of the people you're supposed to be suspicious about because he keeps like, he's in this like relationship and he's been writing all these letters and he's been locked in his room.
Right. He's got a secret and you're like, what if that's the secret?
Right. Yeah. Exactly. And then he just sort of just like, is he important in Prisoner at all? I don't know if he is. But he pretty much comes back in Goblet as just like,
the worst.
Yeah. Like they really like ramp him up to like 10 on how much you're supposed to dislike him.
Yeah.
And he's so out of character for the rest of the Weasley family, who are all such nice people, like across the board. He's like the one that isn't. So I mean, maybe he's supposed to be like the foil to Fred and George a little bit.
Oh, like, for sure he is. Yeah. And it's sort of painted weird because, like in the first book, you really don't meet Bill or Charlie at all. Like they have like the rendezvous with Norbert or whatever, but they're not in the books. So it's almost as if Percy is the eldest Weasley child. And he sort of like acts like it a lot. Yes. But he's not. Like he still would have grown up with Bill and Charlie, you know?
It's weird. Yeah, I don't really know how to describe it because it must have been like an interesting phenomenon for Percy to watch his two older brothers be like, to reach the same kind of achievements in such different ways.
Right. Oh, maybe that's a good way to look at it. Like, they were both, like, prefects. Were they?
One of them was a prefect and one of them was captain of the Quidditch team, I think.
Right. One of them was head boy, right?
Right.
Right. So maybe he, like, was like, oh, this is what I have to be, and, like, this must be how they're doing it or something. Like, that was his interpretation of how to be cool or whatever. Yeah, maybe in a weird way he was looking up to them a lot.
Like trying. Well, I think he was trying and failing too. It's like he was misinterpreting what was working.
Yeah, like what made them cool.
Right.
Like and then didn't get it.
Right, and then maybe it's doubled down once Fred and George get to school and they're like immediately troublemakers.
Right,
and not
but like very
well.
popular.
Right. Yeah.
I can see that.
But like that's the thing about like Percy's like the only one who isn't popular. Like even Ginny comes in and like she's like like everyone wants to date Ginny.
Right.
And
maybe he gets left as like, is he the middle child? How many did they have? 7?
7. And
right.
He's third.
Third. But then the twins would be 4 and 5.
Right.
So he kind of does get left like, there's a big gap between, which one's the older? Bill? Bill's the oldest? Bill, Charlie. And then it seemed like there was a big gap to Percy. And then there's not a big gap to the twins, but they would have each other. And then Ron's best friends with like the most famous person ever, and Ginny's the only girl. So maybe he is like a little bit on an island.
Maybe
somehow.
Yeah. But I don't know. Yeah, like it is an interesting. I guess it's interesting because it's like it doesn't ever really super amount to anything like super significant. Like if anything, I think it it doubles down on how much you hate like Umbridge because you see like Percy there like standing behind her and like being part of like that team or whatever. But like Percy doesn't ever actively do anything that's like against the order to any type of like plot-based reason.
Right. Yeah. He doesn't come up as like an actual main antagonist. He's just sort of like a reminder of like the effect things could be having.
Sure. Yeah, it's like, because I mean the Weasleys otherwise had like a pretty spectacular like tight-knit family, and he's like this one that's sort of like off there, maybe demonstrating the effects of like propaganda, which, you know, he like reads into the Daily Prophet and he like decides to, you know, side with the Ministry at all times,
right?
And,
like trust in the establishment,
right.
Maybe he's like the perfect forward to like Sirius, because Sirius would have been this way for his family too.
Oh, that's a really good point.
Like in a good way.
Yeah. Like so, Sirius kind of comes from like a notorious black family.
Yeah.
Dark. Yeah, black. I don't know. It sort of works.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he's like the only Gryffindor out of a group of Slytherins.
Yeah. But even then, you think, well, I mean, it's not perfect because then Percy could have been in Slytherin.
Right. So you stand pretty like adamantly behind the idea that you do not think that Percy is at all intended to be in Slytherin.
I don't want that garbage in our house. Gosh. Jeez.
You get so frustrated with Percy and Wormtail, who are like the two known like But okay, so then why is it that, and I guess the answer is ambition, but like I feel like Percy and Hermione have a lot of the same personality characteristics, but like Hermione is definitely more like intended to be a Ravenclaw.
Right.
But Percy is sort of like redirecting the same kind of energy. Like they come from like the same thing, but they take it in completely different directions.
Right. Yeah.
Actually, as we were writing this, we didn't include it in the video. I was saying I almost feel like there's a scale of 3 characters that all exhibit different like similarities as it pertains to this devotion to rule following in a way. And you've got like Hermione, who like believes in the rules, and it's like one of the like, you know, the foundations of the way she views the world, but she's more than willing to break them if it means to doing the right thing.
Right.
Percy, who I would say is unwilling to break the rules under circumstances, like
you're right,
like across the board. But then I think you have Umbridge, who I do think is the next extension of it, to where she's
rewriting the rules.
She's rewriting the rules to make sure they abide by her objectives.
Right.
And it's fascinating how you can see those 3 characters all
very
like,
different ways.
Like Hermione's like one of your favorite characters. Percy you definitely don't like, but Umbridge, like I feel like people hate Umbridge more than they hate Voldemort.
Oh,
like,
for sure. Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah,
it's like Hermione definitely grows through it. I think she's a little more rigid at the beginning and a lot more lax by the end.
Right.
But you can tell like her view of the rules is that like as maybe like year 1, she just assumes all of the rules exist because of reasons that have led them to exist. Like the rules are the rules because they're the right thing to do. But like as she continues to get older and can witness, she's not necessarily about the rules specifically. Like once the rules stop being like morally correct, then she's like much more about following the rules of like the appropriate morals, as like if they bash up against actual laws or whatever.
Sure. Okay. Yeah. Well, then I wonder if there's like an XY graph that you can have where it's like morals, rules, and like plot these 3 people at like different points along the way.
Yeah.
Pretty fascinating.
It is.
Yeah. So I don't know. I had a lot of fun with this video. Mostly it was fun thinking of different Percy Weasley names.
Yes, that was very fun.
But yeah, I don't know. As I'm reading through the books again, I feel like the biggest thing that I feel like triggered this whole thing for me is when he shows up at the Yule Ball, which is exactly what we said. Like he takes on like a whole different level of pompous.
Right. And it's just like he just probably shouldn't have been promoted.
Yeah,
you know,
like that doesn't make a lot of sense.
Right, like he's like, I've been promoted to stand in for Mr. Crouch. And it's like, dude, he doesn't even know your name. Like, no way, man. Like, he's so high up in the ministry. Like, he's like, I've been promoted to his personal assistant. It's like, what do you, like, certainly he already had a personal assistant, if not several.
Right. Yeah, no, absolutely. like how limited is Crouch's department in that he could be so important and then only have Percy.
Right.
Because, like, I mean, you go to, like, Mr. Weasley's, Arthur Weasley's department, and it is just 2 of them. And it does seem like they're a little downtrodden. They're like the back corner windowless office.
Yeah, but that's not Crouch. He was like in line to be the minister.
Right, in line to be the minister, like had a house elf, has
Doesn't add up.
It doesn't add up.
That makes sense that he would be chosen.
So what it really comes down to is Percy under the Imperius curse, promoted by other people under the Imperius curse because they knew he would be like this, figurehead that would continue to. They probably don't have to change him that much.
Right.
Just enough.
That's the thing.
Yeah. And Wormtail knows him so well.
Knows him so well. So it's not like all of a sudden he's out of character. They can like do it in character.
Right.
Yeah.
That was, I think, for us, the final tipping point for this video is when we realized that Wormtail was previously his pet, most likely the person that put him under the curse, and that the timing for Percy to be like coming out of it.
Yeah, lined up with Peter's death.
Yes, exactly.
So those are the 3 big ones.
Those are the 3 big ones. Anyway, guys, until next time.
Bye.